Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jesse Brower coming at you live. Today, I'm going to be hosting the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show. And if you just give me one moment here, I'm going to share it to one of my groups. All right. So like I said, today I'm going to be hosting the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show. The purpose of this show, you guys, is basically to inspire people worldwide to take up entrepreneurship in whatever facet that may be. And, you know, it could be Forex trading, could be doing an e-commerce business, any type of entrepreneurship. The reason why I feel so passionately about entrepreneurship is because when I observe the world, I see that pretty much everything in the modern world that is of value most of the time is created by entrepreneurs. You look at the ability to get on the internet. You look at, the restaurants we go to, the entertainment, all of that stuff is based on entrepreneurship. So in my opinion, entrepreneurs bring a huge amount of value to the world. And so I want to be a part of that. I want to be the best entrepreneur that I can myself so that I get to provide all this value and make a great impact in the world. And then I get to experience the journey of creating something and providing a lot of value to everybody on the planet as well. So like I said, the purpose of this show is just to inspire everybody who sees it to grab a hold of entrepreneurship. But that doesn't necessarily mean quitting your job or burning the boat. Like, there's a big common thing. Oh, you need to burn the boat. You need to quit your job. Not necessarily. You can be entrepreneurial in your job and you can have your side hustle and you can start building until at some point, maybe you do leave your job, but at any rate, the main thing that we're focusing on today in the realm of entrepreneurship is Forex trading. And Eric Garrison is on the call with me. He is an absolute pro. If there is anybody that I would trust in the Forex world, it'd be Eric Garrison. I've sifted through a lot of Forex guys in the last year and a half, and I could say there's a lot of noise in that area, and a lot of guys don't know what they're doing. But Eric Garrison has really set himself apart as a pro with his results, not just with what he says, not just advertisements, but his actual results. This guy is the legitimate Forex trader. So Eric Garrison, big welcome to the show. Thank you for being on. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, Jesse. This is great. I love I love being able to share my experience, talk about my past, where we're at, and where we're going with the Forex, because it's been a passion of mine for over 20 years. It's something that not just myself, but a lot of family and friends and so on that I've gotten involved in trading over the years. It's fun to see their involvement from when they first started out to where they're going. And so that's why being able to take opportunities like this to just share experience and talk about something that maybe not a lot of people even have heard of, because there's a lot of people that I had a guy yesterday, I brought it up, he's like, what's Forex? And so just to explain what foreign exchange is, just the basics, and to be able to share it and having the ability to be able to do that to the masses. This is great. So I really commend you on doing this and allowing guys like myself to be able to share what we do and talk about it and the direction. And maybe there's just that one person that we'll get information to out there that will change their life from something like this. And so definitely excited to be here and appreciate you having me on board.
Oh, that's terrific, Eric. And that's what it's all about. We're planting the seeds, right? So I prepared some questions and I just wanted to kind of throw them out there and see what you have to say.
Sure.
So Eric, how long have you been trading Forex? I think you said it was 20 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a little over 21 years. My first, just getting involved in the markets initially was in 97, 98, right around in there is when I started to get involved in learning what Forex was. I got involved with another company. I had no idea. I'm just like I was telling you about the gentleman that I was just telling you about that didn't even hear it. I didn't even know what it was. And until I got involved in that and understood, oh, it's buying and selling of currencies. It's exchanging currencies back and forth. I had no idea. So yeah, it's been 21 and a half years now, almost 22. So.
Wow, incredible. So you've learned a lot. I'm sure you've had some failures along the way, but you've learned how to do it the right way.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't at the beginning when I first started out, like I say, I didn't have any idea really what it was or understand how to even do it. I was trying to follow a program that was a system that somebody had put together. I had moderate success with it, but really didn't understand the whole conceptual size of what the market was at that time, because it was a whole lot smaller then than it is now, and it has just exploded the last few years. So yes, I got involved in it 20 plus years ago. Learned the basics, did have some success, had losses as well. Borrowed some funds, lost those, didn't know what I was doing. And over the years, just grinding out, not having a soul teach you how to do it with what we do now compared to what we do now. You just kind of ground through the whole deal until you could get to where you were having some mediocre success with it. And then it just caught on fire and developed something. And next thing you know, here we are now. Been doing it forever.
Well, that's terrific. It's great to hear, Eric, just coming from you, having all this experience. And in your opinion, how can somebody maybe that has no idea what Forex is, like you were 21 years ago, how can getting involved with Forex help somebody earn money and gain financial freedom? I mean, what's the point of it?
Sure. So I would say the first step in anything, whether it be myself or others out there that are experienced in trading, is to find somebody that you can follow and that you can duplicate what they're doing. That's the first step. That's the first thing I would encourage anybody that has any interest in this in doing, is to follow someone. The next step from that point is to educate yourself as much as possible. Go out, get on Google, get on YouTube, get on whatever. There's a lot of information out there, and self-educate yourself a bit as you're going along, so you understand what the markets are about and where they've come from and to where they are now and where they're going. I mean, where they're going with the use of technology now is evolving so rapidly right now. So I would just say my first step: find somebody that you relate with, you like their style, and duplicate what they're doing the best you can, and follow what they're doing and being teachable, and then allow yourself to be able to learn, get self-involved, and so on. And that will help you get through making the mistakes that we did when we first started, and really being guarded, so that your involvement, and when you're getting involved in something, you have the best opportunity, the best odds on your side to be able to make money in doing it. So that would be my first suggestion in getting started, is to do that.
Right. So in other words, find a mentor.
Yeah, find somebody that you can follow, a mentor. Yeah, I mean, that's a good term for it. I would just say there's a lot of mentors out there that don't know what they're doing. I'll just tell you that like that. Follow somebody that that's the day-to-day grind in the trading. That's what we do. I mean, day-to-day, that's what we do as a company, and that's how we got going. But find that one person, because there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that kind of pollute the whole deal. And there's good and there's bad. And find the good ones. They're out there.
Got it. Now, I know that you're interested in auto trading, and you're familiar with the terms like artificial intelligence and robot traders and stuff like that. Can you speak on that a minute? And how is that going to change the future of Forex trading?
And this is a great question, because I would say about 5-6 years ago, I didn't know much about automated systems like we do now. It was never really allowed to the small, just the small trader out there. The opportunities now with AI, which is artificial intelligence, that was for the big companies, the big trade houses, the big things like that. And it was so just new. There wasn't a lot of information on it to the small trader. Over the years now, it's just evolved where now it's more cost effective for a small trader to get involved in something. And now there's a lot of terms out there. They call them expert advisors. I don't use it that way. I use it more as an automated system. The automated system, the direction that this is going for the future, and the involvement with people, where it simplifies the trading aspect of things, so you don't have to know every little thing about trading. It makes it more fun, makes it more profitable, and it makes it a whole lot easier using the technologies. And in turn, when you're having fun and you're able to do that, you create more freedom for yourself. The value's there. You're creating the freedom for you to be able to spend more time with your family, your loved ones, able to travel, do the things you want to do, and still make income from it. And it's only evolving, Jesse. I mean, some of the things that are presented to me on a monthly basis is just evolving now with the crypto world and so on. There's so many things that are gaining speed that are, and it's definitely changing lives. And I'm excited for this because we're right at the cusp of that. We're right at the beginning of all of that technology wise. We've got some amazing people in our team that work with us on using AI and the technology, and it's just evolving. And I couldn't be more excited about the future of trading and what it's all about.
So would you say, I've heard it said that if you're going to trade, you should learn how to manual trade first and then use a robot. What would you say to that? Is it, I know you need to learn how to manual trade. You should understand the dynamics of it. In my opinion, I think if you're going to be involved with it, you should have at least a basic understanding. Would you agree with that? And what would you say if somebody wanted to get involved with Forex on maybe like a robotic trader? Could they just jump into that right away without knowing much about it and start, earning a little bit while they're learning? Or would you suggest, kind of taking it as an educational process first of learning manual trading? What would you say on that?
The way I can answer that is really, it comes down to, it depends on the person. Because, some people are very analytical. They want to learn how to trade. They want to when they're into something, they want to dive into it and understand, okay, what's a pattern? What's a Fibonacci pattern? What's this? What's that? They want to understand the basics of trading. And I support that. I really do. Because that's how we got involved. We started from nothing and learned everything we could about that. So you have a sector of people that want to educate themselves, want to educate others, and so on. And that falls into the manual trading side for sure. Now, does it mean you have to know everything about manual trading the way we do it now with the automated systems? No, you don't. We can take people that really have very limited knowledge and understanding in the markets, help them learn how to use the softwares and so on that we've developed over the 2 years now that we've been doing it with the more automated systems. And man, they're making money. The testimonials that we're hearing and the things, and they're actually having fun. The problem with the currency markets is if you don't know what you're doing, you're playing with a double-edged sword, is the way I look at it, because it can either be really good for you or it can be really bad for you, especially if you don't understand money management, you don't understand the simple aspects of the trading side, and you don't implement that into your trading style. So using a software the way that we've created it, it does that for you. It makes you a very disciplined trader, so you're not out making the errors, and it takes in consideration the money management, the amount of money that you have in your account, so you don't over leverage yourself and so on. So yes, the aspect of the softwares has limited the knowledge you need to understand about trading, but it has also created a huge opportunity for you to be able to make money.
Okay. So in other words, what I'm hearing you say is that somebody who is really maybe even not interested in learning how to trade can hop into the auto trading world and leverage that to start making some money.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially those, we have people out there that have a lot of disabilities out there in the world, and learning disabilities and different things like that, where maybe they didn't think that they could learn the way to trade, manually trading and so on. So to be able to understand the software side has helped that as well. And I'm not saying that that's everybody out there, but I'm just saying that, we've opened the door for a lot more people to be able to get involved with it without having to learn the ins and the outs of all the markets. Because it can get overwhelming. It can, I call it analysis paralysis. When you analyze things so much that you talk yourself out of doing something. When you have an automated system, you don't worry about that. It just does it for you because it waits for the good setups.
Right, absolutely. No emotions involved in that.
Oh, it takes the emotion aspect out of it, for sure.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I think maybe I need to back up just a minute, and because on the banner I said learn the basics of Forex trading, and we haven't really broke it down what it is. We're talking about some of the details of it, but can you just in the simplest way possible tell us what is Forex trading for those who are watching and might be wondering,
Sure.
like you were 21 years ago?
Sure. So the easiest analogy that I can give you is imagine you're living in your country, you have money in your pocket, and you go out of your country and you need to exchange the funds that are in your pocket for the country that you're going to. Okay. When you go to that country, then you're exchanging, say, your dollars for their dollars, and there's a difference in value. Okay. One may be worth more than the other. So when you go over, you have an exchange that takes place. Let's say you're in this country for, I don't know, let's say you're over here for a month. All of a sudden now the values shift, and you may be, the money that you gave up, you were losing some money, not having as much value, but then all of a sudden when you come back, the value then is changed and you actually made some money on the back. So it's offsetting one pair or one currency with another, and you're doing that exchange between the two countries themselves. And so we make our money in the middle. That's typically what we look for. We look for whether this currency is on the high side, and we want to go in and we want to sell that currency and offset the pair, so where we make money on that transaction. So it's the buying and selling money back and forth is all it is between countries, and you make money doing that on a scale. That's how it's done. It depends on the companies you work with or the broker that you work with and how they do it, but that's how you do it. It's the foreign exchange market.
So that's the basics of it. And you can do this on your phone. You can do this on a computer now. You just open up a broker account, and there's even companies out there that'll give you signals where you don't have to analyze. You just take the signals and plug them in, and have the opportunity to make money manually trading with signals. And then from that, you kind of can graduate into the robotic stuff if you want to, or you can do both. From what I've been seeing, right? So, okay, so that's some of the basics. Let's see. Now, Eric, I know that you're also an entrepreneur. You're involved in a couple of companies. I think you're the founding partner of a couple of companies, the owner of a couple of companies, in a sense, part owner. I don't know all the details of what you're doing, but I would say that you're definitely an entrepreneur. Is that safe to say? Right? Yeah.
I like to diversify into different things. Sure.
Absolutely. So how would you say that entrepreneurship has impacted your life and changed your life for the better?
It has offered, entrepreneurship is very, very interesting because it's all about when you have some money to be able to work with, the opportunities are there. And then you have to kind of go through those opportunities, good from the bad. So you have to take on, and I call them wearing different hats. So you're a trader one day, and then you're an entrepreneur the next day, and then maybe you're a philanthropist on the another day where you're trying to help groups and so on. So it's all about diversification. I'm a big firm believer that if you're making money from one thing, let's say you're making good money from the currencies, to utilize those funds as you're doing it and diversify into a variety of other things. So all your money's not in one place, but it's throughout multiple places, and you're developing cash flow and incomes from different things. Now, what's interesting though, Jesse, is you can do that in trading as well. I mean, you can do, you can have your manual trading going, you can have an automated system going, and you can be also dabbling in other, liquidities. You're dealing in options, you're dealing in commodities, you're dealing in crypto coin. I mean, there's other ways to diversify within trading. So it doesn't mean you need to get out of the sectors. You can still do it within one, but you're diversifying that dollar into a multiple ways of developing cash flow and income. And I'm a huge believer in that. Now, you can also then take funds and then go into more of the brick and mortar type stuff if you want to. I've got a lot of people I deal with that have businesses, restaurants, so on like that they take the funds and they get it into something else that's generating an additional cash flow. And that's really fun to see people evolve into that, where all of a sudden they're making money and they're parking it in different aspects of things. And then next thing you know, they're sending you a message saying, hey, I want you to know I've been making enough money from trading and so on. I'm no longer working at my job anymore. Now I've got multiple cash flows coming in because of something that you've taught us and that we've been able to take and work with. So it's not an overnight deal by any means. It's a process, and it's all about, you got to find something and start with it, stick with it, grow with it, and then expand from that opportunity. So the term entrepreneur is that's what I look at. Is I started with one thing, and then I've taken that and I've been able to diversify into multiple arenas.
Now, what I've observed, I've got a couple of questions that I didn't prepare for you in advance, but one of the things I've observed is that you're pretty, I would say the word is conservative. Like, you're not one of these guys that's just going to blow your account. I mean, like the way you got this thing set up that I'm using of yours, I noticed that, I mean, you go and look in some of the other groups and things, and people are talking about how they got 20% in a day. And I'm just thinking on a robot trade, and I'm thinking these guys are going to lose their butt, but what I've seen with you is that you've got it tuned down with such a low risk, and it's like it's an incredibly fast growth compared to like what you would get with a bank. But maybe for people who are impatient, they would think it's slow. But it's like what you're talking about, smaller percentages per day. So what would you say to that? I mean, when it comes to Forex trading, it's like risk management, right?
Yeah. So, we trade like a large fund would. And then what I mean by that is we're all about proper money management and low risk. That's really how we approach the markets, is so that we're in this for a very long time. You know that old saying, slow and steady wins the race?
Right.
That's the way we look at it. Okay, that's the way we do it. We've got something set up that it may not be making the 20% in a day like these guys talk about, but then I look at going, okay, if they made 20% in a day or 20% in a week or whatever it is, how risky was the trades, or how much risk did they put their money at to be able to make a return like that? If you understand the markets, it can be brutal if you don't understand them. If you understand them, you know that if somebody's out there talking about that, you're at a very high risk level. I mean, you've got a chance. Okay, you can make 20%, or you could lose 20%, or you could lose your entire account, and you've got to be real careful with that. So, the thing about the way we trade, the approach that we take, we teach number one thing is money management. Money management, X amount of lot size or whatever it may be that you're looking at per $1,000, the way that we do it in how we approach it. So we take in consideration right from the beginning the money management, because we want you to be in this and have a good experience and be in this for a long period of time. This isn't something where you're going to be a millionaire overnight. And those that go out there and say that, be very cautious of them. There's a lot of companies, unfortunately, that pitch that way. We don't do that. That's not the way we do it. We do it kind of like I was just saying, slow and steady wins the race. We're making our percentages, and we allow the accounts to grow, because it's funny. You see these guys that go out there and they pitch big, huge percentages for a week, and then all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, 2 weeks goes by, like, where's Bob at now? Oh, he blew his account. And it's like we're in this deal for the long haul. Not just for the short flash. So yeah,
absolutely. Okay, awesome. So I just got like 2 more questions, and we can wrap this up. I don't want to take too much of your time. What is there, like 1 or 2 books, or maybe a certain person that people should follow if they really want to dive into Forex trading? Like, what would you recommend on that to just go start studying?
There's so my big thing is, I tell people, if you want free information, go out there and get on YouTube. YouTube is a great way to go. And now it doesn't mean you're going to learn people's strategies, let's say, but you're going to get an experience of what it's about. You're going to see what a trade platform is. You're going to see guys that are trading or whatever. Go out there and search on YouTube Forex trading. There's good and there's bad. There's always good and bad about anything you search out there, or anybody out there, you're going to find good things about that person or bad things about it. It's out there. Okay. But I'm just saying, if you want to get experience with it just a little bit, go to YouTube. Okay. It's a good way to go at the beginning. And then, if you want a good read, I really like Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone. It's a phenomenal book. There's a lot of guys that go out there and talk about books and all this. It's a good book for the fact that it gives you a good mindset wise on just everyday life. It's not just trading, it's everyday life. You can use patience and understanding in your everyday life, and you got to be able to have patience and understanding in trading. You got to be patient. You got to allow. You don't want to chase trades, just like you don't want to chase a person. You want to allow that to come to you and allow that trade to be able to happen. So that's a really good book. It's a good read. Yeah, I think you can actually go into, my word, I don't know, I think Amazon has it or whatever, but you can get the book, or you can get the audio book as well. I mean, I play that book quite often, constantly. There are some really good traders. I would say that when you say a master trader or somebody that I like to follow, his name is Larry Pesavento. He was the gentleman that developed the Pesavento indicator, technical analysis. So when you talk about manual trading, that is a person that I follow. I mean, he's exceptional. So that gives you an idea that, you know, between a book and somebody to follow, Larry's a phenomenal trader, and I trade a lot like he does.
Excellent, excellent. Well, as you know, I'm broadcasting this to the Philippines and also here in the United States. So we've got, you know, Filipino people that are going to be seeing this, and I just want to shout out to you guys. We love you, and this, you know, this is just free education for you guys. Get a little bit of knowledge from this, and then, you know, take the information, go do something with it. And if you want more information, whether you're in the United States or whether you're in the Philippines, you can text me. It says right there on the screen, text my phone number or just DM me. I'll put you in a free Facebook group, and we can talk about options, you know, that I'm involved with, things that Eric is doing that I trust, and, you know, non-free options. There's going to be an investment for that, but I'll tell you everything that I know and, you know, point you in the right direction on, you know, just totally for free. And then if you want to get involved with some of Eric's software, I can put you in the right direction for that, and some educational stuff as well. There's an educational platform that I'm involved with. And but the point of this is not to come out and just pitch you guys. That's why I'm putting it at the last and just letting you know, if you want more information, if you want to get involved with what I'm involved with what Eric is involved with, just let me know, and I will let you know how to do that, whether you're in the United States, whether you're in the Philippines. And like I said, the purpose of this show is just to drop value every time we do it, let people know what's out there, and present you guys with options. So thanks. Eric, do you want to give a little shout out to the Philippines?
Hey, what's up? excited to expand into that area with what we're doing. I know that there's a lot of people that need this type of ability. So I appreciate, like I say, Jesse, of you broadcasting in the Philippines. Never been there yet. I'd like to go there. You know,
we got to go, man. We got to go.
Yeah, so for sure, let's do it. I would like to spend some time there and get to know the area and the people. And I've only heard nothing but good. So excited about it.
We'll have a great time. We'll plan it. All right. Well, hey, Eric, thanks for coming on the show. I'd love to have you back on sometime soon. And, you know, just God bless. And thanks, everybody, for watching.
You too. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks, Jesse.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.